Hey guys, Bert the Stormtrooper here with another edition of Nerd Rage. And I got a story to tell you guys today, but before we get into the story, I just stopped at Target and check out what I found. I got the new Technodrome, so I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna get home, open that guy up, put it all together, and I'm gonna be reviewing that for you guys very, very soon. Hopefully get that out within the next day or two. So super excited, very cool find. They also had, if you guys are looking for all the new Ninja Turtle stuff that's coming out right now, they had, Target has a 6-pack. It's all 4 Turtles, Rocksteady, and Bebop, and it's all 6 of the figures in one box for $50. So you save about the price of one figure if you were to buy them individually. So that's actually a pretty good deal. I wish I would have found that when I got my figures originally. I got all of mine individually packed, so when I found mine. So, but yeah, so that's a cool find. Obviously, I didn't pick that up because I just picked all the individually packed figures. But if you guys are hunting for figures, check out Target because they got a good deal on that. And speaking of hunting for the figures, so here's where the Nerd Rage story comes in. Last Monday, I don't know what day that was, but the last Monday, I stopped at Toys R Us on my way home, and you guys know that I'm already pretty irked at Toys R Us. If you guys saw my last couple of Nerd Rage vlogs, whatever, I'm already pretty irked at them because of the price hiking that they've been doing lately. But I've been hunting for the new Ninja Turtle stuff, so I've been stopping everywhere. And so I stopped at Toys R Us, and sure enough, I found the new tactical truck. It was sitting right there on the shelf, and they had two of the trucks sitting on the shelf, and they had a Leonardo and a Michelangelo. So pretty happy with my find. I grabbed one of the trucks, I grabbed a Leonardo, I grabbed a Michelangelo, and I head to the register. And when I go to check out, the items won't scan, and the cashier tells me, oh, these are not supposed to be out yet. I can't sell these to you. Now, this is where things can go 50-50 here, and I can see both sides of the coin here because I used to work at Toys R Us. Now, when I worked at Toys R Us and stuff like this happened, because it did happen, I worked at Toys R Us back during the times of the Star Wars prequels. And we would get, Star Wars toys would come in and they would have street dates on them that we were not allowed to put them on the shelves before those dates. But as you do, sometimes you have night shifts, sometimes you have people that are working, that are new, that are not familiar with, how things work. And stuff like this happens and merchandise makes it out to the shelf before the street date. My store manager, of course, when this stuff happened, I as a cashier, if it scanned, it wouldn't scan. I couldn't sell it. I had to get management involved. My store manager was of the philosophy that this customer is always right. She preached it, she practiced it, she lived it. I loved my store manager when I used to work for Toys R Us. I'm still 12 years later, I'm still in contact with her, and I love her to death, even though we're like 3 states away. We still stay in touch. And her philosophy was the customer is always right. And when stuff like this happened, she would do an override, and she would sell the customer the product, whatever it was. And it was typically, a lot of times it happened during video games. I worked in the video game section. So a lot of times it happened with street dates on video games, and she would do an override and just put it through as a generic item and sell it to the customer because the customer is always right. So this is the practice that I am used to having worked at Toys R Us long ago. So when the kid at the register tells me, oh, these are before the street date, I can't sell these to you, I said, okay, no problem. Do me a favor, get your store manager. Because I'm thinking the store manager can do what my store manager used to do. She comes out and she starts arguing with me that she can't sell me these. Now, I still have possession of the stuff, right? And she's telling me, well, I can't sell you these. They're before the date. And I said, no, well, they're on your shelf. You guys put them on the shelf. I want to buy them. You guys put them out, so you guys need to sell these to me. And she tells me, no, I'm not going to sell these to you because I'll get fined. And at that point, I got a little irked, and I told her, look, that's not my problem. Okay, I know for a fact you can do this override and you can sell these to me, and I want to buy these. And she's standing there arguing with me that she is not going to sell these to me. Now, the guy that's standing in line behind me, he seemed to get even more upset than I was at this, because he's back there going, oh my God, that's absolute BS. That's absolute crap. You guys are wrong. You guys put it on the shelf. You need to sell it to him. You know, he's obviously, so he's on my side, you know, and he actually seemed a little more upset than I was about the whole thing. And finally, he goes, you know what, man? F these people. I just saw all these new Ninja Turtle toys at Walmart down the street. Just go get them over there. And the store that I was at, I typically don't, I try not to go to Walmart. I'm just not a fan. But where the location of this particular Toys R Us is literally directly in between two Walmarts. So at this point, I know he could be talking about either one. So I turn around to ask him, which Walmart did you see it at? Walmart A or Walmart B? When I turn around to talk to the other guy in line, the store manager reaches over the counter, grabs the items from me, and takes off with them. Yeah, I just stood there in silence. I could not believe this just happened. This woman reached over the counter, took the van, or took the turtle truck, and the two figures, just grabbed them from me when I wasn't paying attention, and walked off with them. And then she got on the radio to call somebody to go get the rest of the stuff out of the aisle. I just absolutely could not believe it. At this point, the kid at the register tells me that if I want, I can pay for those items now. I just can't come back for them until I think it was the following Monday, which would have been yesterday. And I'm like, are you serious? You just told me you could not sell these to me, but you can sell them to me as long as I don't take them out of the store. That's right there. You just told me that everything that just transpired was absolute crap, and you people are just being the worst I have ever seen at customer service. And it just keeps bringing my love of Toys R Us just keeps dying more and more every day for a place that I used to be pretty loyal to, because I worked there and I knew how the practices that they had, and I knew that they took care of the customers, and that just seems to have been, customer is always right doesn't seem to be a philosophy that exists anymore because of what just happened here. So I have a store manager that's arguing with me in front of a bunch of other customers. And by the way, I was being rather calm about the whole thing. She was the one that got aggressive with me. Reaches over the register, snatches my merchandise from me. And then they turn around and they tell me, yeah, I can pay for it. I just can't take it home. When they just got done telling me that they couldn't sell it to me because they would be fined. So just absolutely lying through their ears, and just the worst, absolute worst customer service. And you know what? I'll put them on blast. This was Toys R Us. This is the store in Newport Richey, Florida, right next to the mall there. So if anybody from Toys R Us gets a hold of this, there it is. That's the store that did that to me. And I used to be your employee for many years. I used to run your R Zone, and I used to believe in your company, and this is the way they're treating your customers now. So there it is. I put them on blast. I typically don't do that. There it is, because I was just pissed. And the kid tells me, yeah, you can pay for them now. And I said, no, I'm not giving you any of my money. I'm going elsewhere. So I left. I left extremely pissed off. I did go to the Walmart that the guy had mentioned, and by the time I got there, they were cleaned out. So all this stuff was gone. However, the following day, I took and I dropped off my girls at dance, and then I did my regular rounds. Usually, when my girls go to dance, I'll go hit the local Targets, and I like to go to the Goodwill store and stuff like that. So, you know, I was doing my typical dance rounds, shopping rounds, and I went to Target, and I find the entire line. almost the entire line. I got everything that you guys saw me review up to now, which was the truck, all 4 turtles, Krang, Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady. So almost the entire line I found at Target the very next day, rang through, no problem. Nobody raised an eyebrow, nothing. They were just there on the shelves, and they sold it to me, no problem whatsoever. So Target got my money, not Toys R Us. And then the day after that, I don't remember why. Oh, I remember why. The following day, I had an eye appointment. And my eye doctor happens to be in the same plaza as that Target. So I went to Target once again, even though I was just there the day before and I got everything that I got. I went by the next day. They had restocked. So I was able to pick up Casey Jones and the Foot Soldier that I had missed out on the first day. So, yeah, not only had they put everything out and they were selling it, they were restocking it. In a matter of, from one day to the very next, they had restocked, and I was able to pick up the figures that I had missed out on. So, yeah, I was so pissed off. And honestly, I am so done with Toys R Us because honestly, the philosophies that we practiced when I worked there and the way that we used to take care of the customers, those are not there anymore. You know, when we worked there, it was practice that every customer gets talked to. You know, when you walk in, you get greeted. If you get seen in the aisles, you get greeted. And it was not one of those where people, you know how some stores you go to and people are on your ass all the time trying to sell you something? That's not what we did. We were told to just say, you know, just, hey, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Are you guys doing okay? If there's anything you need, come and get me if you need any help. You know, just make sure you let people know that you were making yourself available to them should they need help, because sometimes people do need help and they don't ask, or they don't want to ask, or they're afraid to ask. So, and there are people who will walk out of the store when they could have bought whatever they were looking for had they asked for help. So it was a thing about making sure that we made ourselves available to people. Hey, how are you? How you doing? If you got any questions, if you need any help, I'm right over here. Let me know. And not be pushy about it. And that's gone. That's been years. I will walk into a Toys R Us store and I will have no one talk to me. You know, there are 2 Toys R Us stores on my way to work, on my commute, that I stop in regularly, and there are times, and I stop in, usually, I'll stop in once or twice a week. I'll stop in at Toys R Us, and because I'm always looking for Transformers or Ninja Turtle stuff, and there are times when I'll walk in and out of a store, and no one will say a word to me. And I'm sure they know me by now. If I walk into a store once or twice a week, you start recognizing people. I know that I did. We knew who our regulars were. When people walk into your store once or twice a week, you know who they are. So, and there's, like I said, they just walk in and out, and nobody will say a word to you. When you ask for something, people just say, no, we don't have it, without even checking into their inventory. You know, the whole oh, if it's not on the shelf, it means we don't have it, which I happen to know for a fact is crap, because I used to work there. And just people just don't want to help customers anymore. You know, you ask for help, and people will just look you right in the eye and say they don't know, or they don't have it, because they don't want to go through the trouble of looking it up. It's just, and the management is not pushing proper etiquette on their employees. They're not practicing proper customer service etiquette. They're not. And Toys R Us is probably Walmart. I used to rank Walmart as the absolute worst. That's why I don't go to Walmart, because when you go to Walmart and you need something, you're on your own. You know, you ask anybody anything, they will tell you that they don't know, or they'll never have it. You know, I've had instances where I'll go looking for an item that I have shopped for, you know, that I've shopped there for this particular item for 8 or 9 years. And suddenly I don't find it on the shelf. And I go to the guy that I've seen at this store since I moved into town. I know you've been working at the store longer than I've lived in town. And I ask you for the item, and just shooting off the hip, he goes, no, we've never carried that here. when I happen to know when I've been buying it here for the last 8 years. You know, you just want to look me in the eye and lie to me because you don't want to do your job. And I used to rank Walmart as the absolute worst when it came to that kind of thing. Toys R Us is very quickly getting there to that level, and I've absolutely had it. I am so sick of going into Toys R Us and leaving upset. I'm just so done with it, you know. So, and like I said, I take it with a little bit more heart. With Walmart, I don't care. Okay, I hate that store. I just won't go there. With Toys R Us, I take it with a little bit more heart because, like I said, I've said it a million times. I used to work there, and we all practiced these proper customer service etiquette that we believed in, you know, and we had a very good team, and we all got along, and you know, it was a time. I worked at Toys R Us at a time when I was fresh out of the Army, and 9/11 had just happened, so the market, you know, the job market was very weak. You had people standing in line to work at McDonald's. It was very tough. My wife and I were both working couple of jobs at a time. I actually had 3 jobs. When I worked at Toys R Us, I worked 3 jobs. So it was a time of struggle for me personally. But at the same time, I look fondly back at those days because I really enjoyed working with the people that I worked with. Hey, I got to work in a toy store, you know? I was there in the middle of it. You guys know I'm a collector, obviously. You know that if you're watching my channel. I'm a collector. I'm a reviewer now. So, yeah, working at a toy store was cool. It was fun. We had a good team. We knew our customers. We knew the people that came in there all the time. We got along with them. We treated the people right. And it was actually very satisfying to work there. You know, and like I said, not only do I still keep in touch with my old store manager, I keep in touch with at least 4 people that I used to work with from that. I say at least because I'm thinking off the top of my head, it's probably more. I'm just not remembering. But there's like at least 5 or 6 people that I'm still in touch with. We all stay in touch. You know, we got along. We liked working with each other. We liked what we did. And it just seems like the people that are inside that building now don't give a crap. They just don't. So, all right, that's enough of that. Enough. I'm just done with it. I'm probably not. I don't know if and when I'm going to go back to that store, but I am just sick and tired of going in there and leaving upset and having bad experiences. It's just, I'm done with it. But so anyway, on the bright side, Toys R Us didn't get any of my money. Target got all of my money because they are stocking and they are selling. They want to sell me what they put on the shelf. So, and then today I found this cool Technodrome, which I'm very excited to get home, open this thing up, put it together, and start shooting this thing for you guys. Super excited. So that'll be awesome. So, all right. So that's, yeah, be looking forward to that. I've got, like I mentioned, I picked up Casey Jones and I picked up the Foot Soldier, which is a huge improvement over the Foot Soldier from the previous movie. So I'm looking forward to showing you guys those 2 figures. I'm looking forward to showing you guys the Ninja Turtle. Listen to me, the Technodrome. So I think with that, we're pretty much done with this episode of Nerd Rage. Let me know what you guys think of the. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of Toys R Us. Let me know what you think of the Technodrome. Leave me some comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see. And I'll talk to you next time.